Right, Mr. Dale.
Yes.
What are we doing today?
Today we're prepping this Mk1 Golf for Lancaster Insurance. It's going up to be won at the NEC Classic Motor Show. So we're going to use the two-step correction system, the microfibre system. Got step one, the correction compound, which we're going to be using with the cutting pad. We've got the finishing wax to enhance the gloss and protect the paint, using it with a finishing pad. Nice and simple. We want to make this as glossy as possible because it is black, which is our favourite colour to detail here at Meguiars. And yeah, as you can see, it's in pretty good condition, so it won't need a lot of work to get it there. But it's going to be fun to definitely see it before and after.
It's going to be fun, is it?
It's always going to be fun.
Always going to be fun?
I insist in fun.
Turn the lights off. Oh no, it's Turn the Lights On, that Beyonce song, isn't it?
You know it's serious when the blue tape comes out. So the blue tape is a low tack tape, so it's not going to have any effect on the paint. What it allows us to do is get a strong before and after, essentially, for social media and videos.
So what's the difference between the product we're using now and like an ultimate compound, say?
So it's because we're using it with a microfibre pad, so it's a fantastic compound to use with the microfibre pad. It stays nice and lubricated, but because we're using the microfibre pad, it's got a bit more of an aggressive cut. Right. But it's more refined because we've got the foam backing, keeps it nice and cool, which means we're not going to get marring or any swirls. Has a slight cut in it to remove that hazing, but it also has a high level of canuba in it and polishing oils to give it that gloss.
Communication.
I can't grab you because I was going to take you with me.
I know, I was in shock.
They go back, they do stop eventually. I'm so glad I got that on camera.
Did you?
Yeah, I think so. Introduce yourselves to the Meguiars viewers. Ladies first.
Oh, thanks very much. I'm Charlie and I am the PR manager for Lancaster Insurance.
And I'm Dave. I'm the car club and partner manager for Lancaster Insurance.
Now you brought your Mk1 VW Golf GTI, which is absolutely stunning, to the bay today. What's the reason behind that? What's the story behind the car?
I was given some budget earlier in the year to buy a car as a competition car to give away to one of our lucky, well, not necessarily customers, anybody that would like to enter our competition. And we chose a Mk1 Golf GTI, and after frantically searching around to find a nice one, we came up with the example we brought along today.
You yourself have driven far and wide to find the right car.
Indeed.
One of the trips was to Penzance, was it?
Penzance, indeed, yeah. That was a 3 o'clock in the morning start and then 8 o'clock in the evening finish.
Oh,
lush.
wow.
And why the Mk1? What's the reason behind the Mk1?
The Mk1 is an absolute icon in terms of hot hatches. Yeah, some would argue it started off the whole hot hatch movement.
Basically, it was, when we bought it was a really good condition, basically, wasn't it? The Mk1 Owners Club said it was, in really good nick. But we've launched it in about March at the restoration show, and the car will be coming to the Lancaster Insurance Classic Motor Show in November at the NEC, which is really why the car is here. Obviously, we'll talk about it later.
It's got to be prepped.
Exactly, got to have it nice and shiny for all the visitors. But we've basically been a few, not restorations really, but a few
just improvements and modifications over the year. Yeah, it's got a few subtle modifications on it. Obviously the BBS split rim alloys are pretty non-standard, and we did toy with the idea of putting those back onto Tarantulas, but then talking to the public at the restoration show earlier in the year, the alloys seem to go down fairly well amongst them. It's also running on coilovers, so it's just dropped the suspension just a tiny bit and stiffened it up. So what's the interior retrim? Yeah,
interior is absolutely beautiful.
Thank you for that. A guy called Dave Tedstone did the interior over at Auto Retrim in Lye, near Stourbridge.
Okay.
We picked him up. He's a contact of Mike Brewer's. He'd done some work on Mike Brewer's Porsche Boxster in the series of wheeler dealers.
Yeah.
And we got pointed in the direction, and he was happy to do the job for us.
What's the story behind Lancaster Insurance? Where's the history with that?
Back in 1983, Lancaster Insurance were part of the MG Owners Club, and we were set up as the insurance arm of the MG Owners Club, insuring exclusively MGs. We then realised we were actually quite good at this insurance game, so spread out into the wider market. It became apparent at the time that we then couldn't be called MG Owners Club Insurance when we were insuring Vauxhall Vivas. So hence, after lots of head scratching, somebody came up with the name Lancaster Insurance.
Very nice.
So
That's
yeah.
history. We've been teamed up with Classics Monthly, and they've been exclusively covering the whole of the restoration.
Oh, really?
And we've been working with a number of partners like you guys to help us get the Golf in really tip-top condition for the new owner. So
Amazing.
hopefully they'll be happy. I think we have done some
very much
really good kind of initiatives over maybe the last 3 years. Like we had a 69 Mini that we
nice.
basically restored and then auctioned at the show for Prostate Cancer UK. And then last year we worked with Mike Brewer and Ant Anstead on the Classic Rumble. Mike had a Ford Escort, and Ant actually built his own racer with his company. So 2 very different cars.
Yeah.
And again, Classics Monthly covered both of those. And so this year we wanted to do something a bit different, but still obviously really focusing on the car.
Yeah.
And getting that content, and so it's been a fun year. That's a good year.
Definitely. What's the next plan then? What's after the Golf? Have you got a little... Can you give us a sneaky idea?
We have some ideas, but at the moment nothing has been agreed.
Yeah, lots of planning going on at the moment. So.
Can you give us a car group? Some form of... Come on, give us a cheeky little detail.
Stay tuned. Follow us
Absolutely.
on social media. No, when we are in a place where we can tell, you'll be the first to know.
Nice one. Right, well I think that's a good night chatting. It's nice.
Yeah, is that alright?
Yeah, anything else you guys want to say, or...
No, really. No.
For comedic value, can you try and fall off the seat again? Or-
Yeah.
Yeah, 1, 2. Carry me down with you.